Hey guys, we're talking about Evelyn today. She's a fire attack agent, extremely fun to play, deals an amazing amount of damage. And to start with, her gameplay is very simple. It revolves around booting up the Burning Embers meter just by dealing damage, which when used up will in turn build up her Burning Tethers stacks, allowing her to dish out fantastic damage in the form of a free chain attack without needing to stun the enemy. Starting with her core passive, Entangle. Upon entering Binding Seal, Evelyn's crit rate will be increased by a certain percentage. After leaving Binding Seal, you'll retain the buff for 10 seconds, which will make it easier to build her crit rate when you're farming for her drive discs. If switching to another agent while under Binding Seal, follow up with special attack Bindings under first form. Now, Binding Seal will be denoted by an orange thread going to your primary target. Additional ability Ambush Point. Stun or support agents will be required to unlock this ability. Evelyn's chain attack and ultimate damage increases by 30%, and whenever her crit rate is above 80%, the damage multiplier for chain and ultimate will increase by 125% of the original value. So as you can see, we will need to get her crit rate up to a certain point. I believe at core passive level 6, she'll get a 23% crit rate increase when you're in Binding Seal. If you max out her core passive, I'm not sure what that number will be, but we'll find out when she's fully released. And then you can just plan around the amount of crit rate you'll actually need. So this actually makes it easier to build her, for sure. Now, her basic attack. She has a 5-part combo, and whenever her 5th basic lands, she'll enter Binding Seal, attaching a tether to one of her enemies. With Burning Embers, whenever you have 50% or more of the meter, you can hold basic attack or special to use it up, giving you 1 stack of Burning Tether Point. When you have 3 stacks of Burning Tether Point, your next Garrett attack will consume all points to use a chain attack. Garrett is the attack you do with Burning Embers. With that Burning Embers meter, there will be 2 attacks that you can hold down basic or special, and then you'll just use it all up continuously. I would honestly just avoid using basic special and just focus using your X special. Whenever you use it, she'll enter Binding Seal, tether enemies around, and detonate them. Wonderful stuff. And the reason why I mentioned just using the X special, don't waste your time with special, I will show on screen the multipliers of the special versus X special. Obviously, X special would do more damage, and this is going to be a level 9 multipliers that we see in the event. Ultimate AoE fire damage. She removes her jacket and enters Dance of Awakened Fire state, lasting the entire battle. While in that state, whenever you use Burning Tether points, she will retain 1 point, so make it much quicker to gain those stacks. And that's about it. So going back to a combo you can do after you use your ultimate, and even before you use your ultimate, you can probably do this. If you have 1 stack of Burning Tether points, you just need to build up the Burning Embers meter. And if you just hold down basic attack, she'll use up both Burning Embers and then follow up immediately with a chain attack Garrett with the Burning Tethers. So that's pretty cool. Also know that with X Special, you can actually do a perfect dodge if you use X Special at the right time. And if you do trigger perfect dodge, you will gain 25% of Burning Embers back as well. And one last note with X Special, if you press basic attack, you can cancel the detonation attack she does and just go straight into basic attack 3 if you want. That's pretty much it for gameplay. Just again, like every other agent, build up the meters and hold basic attack to use them up. Easy stuff. W engines, I would recommend. Obviously, her signature engine will be the best in slot for her. I won't go into detail on what it does here because I'm releasing this video before she's actually released. So you can Google it and look it up if you want to find more detail about it to see if you want to spend your currency for that engine. Another S rank engine you can use is the Brimstone, but that engine will only really buff her attack when we do want more crit rate for Evelyn to proc her additional ability, but it's a good option. A rank engines Cannon Rotor will increase Evelyn's crit rate by 20%, which is good, and her attack by an additional 7.5 to 12%, and it will have an additional effect of dealing an additional 200% of attack as damage whenever you land a crit. So that's pretty nuts. Gilded Blossom is also good. It increases attack as well as damage of your X special. And Street Superstar could work as well, since Evelyn will proc her chain attack quite often, so her ultimate will hit pretty hard. Drive discs. We do have a few options we can go for. I highly recommend Woodpecker Electro for the 2-piece crit rate and the additional effect of the 4-piece. When triggering crit with baked attack, dodge counter, or X special increases attack by 9% for 6 seconds. You can also go with Puffer Electro, getting a penetration ratio on the 2-set ultimate damage increase. And whenever launching the ultimate, increases the equipper's attack by 15%. Very good. And you can also do Infernal Metal. Fire damage, hitting burning enemies increases crit rate by 28% for 8 seconds. Also very good. Not sure how fast her anomaly build-up rate would be, but it's an option. I'm really torn between Woodpecker Electro and Puffer Electro. I think the 4-piece effects for both of them are very good. So I will have to leave that up to you on which you would prefer. And of course, for a 2-piece, whatever you don't use, just pick the other. If you're using anything other than Woodpecker Electro for a 4-piece, then obviously put Woodpecker Electro for the 2-piece. Stats. Disc 4, crit rate or crit damage. Disc 5, fire damage. And Disc 6, attack percent. Substats, the basic main DPS stats, crit rate, crit damage, attack percent. Then flat pen or attack. Team recommendations. Evelyn will be your basic main DPS. So a hyper carry team, you could do 2 supports, Astra and Lucy if you like. You could also do a classic stun support team combo. You could do Coleta, you could do Lucy, Astra, whoever you got. She's very easy to build around. You just need to go with the team that just buffs her damage. And that will be all for Evelyn. Let me know down in the comments. Are you going to pull for her? Are you going to pull for her engine? Let me know. Subscribe, like the video, and I will see you in the next one. See ya. 甘い甘いおとぎの国君と会えた歪んだ世界偽りの幸せでもいい